Lecture for class 610, and it is week 3. And in week 3, you are doing your milestone. That means you are going to give me a presentation on your benefits of adopting the cloud infrastructure for our Ballot Online executives. So, interesting part about this, and I'll give you a video on exactly how to do the video recording if you want. So, like I'm on an Apple Macintosh, so I just use QuickTime Player. I do a screen record. I've got it. I'm done. I'm good. I'm happy. So everything is fine here. You can do it that way. As long as I have a video, as long as I have something I can work with, I'm good to go. I'm pretty straightforward on this one. We'll kind of go through this whole process, but remember, it has to have that audio narrative. I have to hear you talking, and that's the big one. So make sure you are talking clearly and succinctly into the computer. You can, if you have a headset, go ahead and use it. If you have a microphone, go ahead and use it. If not, go ahead and just use the inbuilt microphone. No biggie here. We'll get it all worked out. As long as I can hear you, we're good to go. All right, so again, when you do this, you're going to be going ahead and making your executive summary, and I need to make sure that you've got the summary of deployment models, right? Summary of service and deployment models, summary of your cloud compute and storage infrastructure components, advantages and disadvantages. Your economic analysis is probably going to be pretty big on this one in terms of how you do this, because remember we talked about earlier about the difference between CapEx and OpEx when we're doing this, and how do you balance those two budgets. Because when you move to the cloud, you no longer are spending on CapEx. It all becomes an operational expenditure rather than a capital expenditure, which has distinct implications for how you do taxes at the end of the year for the company, right? And not only that, there's, again, just a boatload of things that go along when you all of a sudden get rid of your CapEx. A lot of people get really weirded out when their budget goes bye-bye, right? And they can no longer buy things. You need to make sure that you retain enough capital expenditure that you can still go ahead and buy local, right? You're never going to totally do away with CapEx. Make sure your IT business requirements are placed. Provide a concise and bullet description, what it should entail and what we need to do, and then your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats analysis, right? Once you've got it, just go ahead and submit it. These are the things I'm going to be checking for as you go through, and again, just drop your file here, be good to go. If you want to include your PowerPoint, that's even more awesome. I'm good with that, but make sure you've got your clear message. Make sure I get it. Make sure you get the IT needs, propose the strategies. So this is almost this is your PowerPoint right here. This is exactly what you need to turn into me. So make sure that you've got all this stuff covered, and we'll be good to go. In another video, I'm going to be covering some of the things you need to do for how to do your presentation, how to record it. So I'll actually go through on that process. So you do have some things here that you can actually borrow. So your asynchronous presentation, recording, clear communication, and use the multimedia. So again, there's all these things that you can do. So there's some really interesting, again, short style videos are pretty good. Truth, accuracy, formatting, and all the rest of it. So make sure when you're doing this that you've got pretty clear on what you need to do, and then go ahead and follow the video that I'm going to be including in here with this, so you've got it about how to do your Microsoft PowerPoint recording and what does that file look like and all the rest of it. And then just go ahead and do it. And then it covers both PC and Mac. Again, I'm on a Macintosh, so I'll show you how to do it on a Mac. So we'll get it covered. Make sure that you're good on file size. No one's too worried about the file size. It's going to be what it's going to be. And we can just basically go from there. So again, look for the other PowerPoint, how to record your PowerPoint. I'll have that for you. But again, week 6 is pretty straightforward. It's just that whole make your presentation and go ahead and record it for me. Just make sure when you do it, you're in a quiet room. The cats are fed. The dogs are out in the yard having a good time, and you've got everything covered, and you're not too worried about all the background noise or anything else, and all the rest of it. Okay, so I'll see you for the next lecture on that one, and the associated one for how to record your PowerPoint. Thanks much. See you here in a second.